Hey, what's up, y'all? It's late, like 4:30, 4:32 a.m. in the morning. I just finished watching. I wasn't even gonna. I'd already kind of like checked out of the Traitors. I said I was gonna come back and do the reunion, and then I was like, I don't really care about the Traitors anymore. But I was in my room and I was bored, and so I was like, oh, let me just watch the Traitors reunion. But I end up watching the last episode, the season finale, and then I watched the reunion. Rob won, of course. I don't think that's not. I don't think that's a shocker. You know, I said that I had noticed on Peacock some weeks ago, whenever you clicked on the Peacock app, there Rob had his own package. You know how like they show the shows like the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Chicago PD, you know, the Burbs. It also had Rob something Love Island, and I was like, oh, that's weird. Why does he out of everybody? And this was like at the beginning of the season. I was like, this is weird. Why does he have his own little like package show, whatever? Now maybe they also had one available for every other contestant, every other 22, 23 contestants on the show. But I definitely saw Rob, and so that a light bulb kind of went off in my head, like, oh, that's kind of okay, whatever. But yeah, Rob won, or as I like to say, they gave him the money. Let's just get to the reunion. I'm not going to go in any particular order. Candace says, oh, I do want to talk about the looks. I said in one of my reviews before I stopped reviewing, you know, the season finale ended for me when Candace got voted off the island. Hello? But I noticed that the cast was a very well-dressed cast. Mara, of course, was there just for a fashion show. Girl, we got to talk about Mara, whatever her name is. Mara was just there as a fashion show, for a fashion show. She wasn't there to really play a game. She just wanted to show off her looks. Kristen, I was talking about Kristen with my sister. Kristen, dresses. I like Candace's style. Usually I'm not a big fan of Candace's fashions, especially on Potomac, but I liked her outfits this go around. Candace, Mara, even Jam Jam. Jam Jam dressed cute. Johnny dressed cute. Even though, you know, I really don't too much see it for her. Colton dressed cute. Natalie looked a mess. Pretty girl, but girl, no. But yeah, but the point I'm making is Lisa. That Lisa is fly, baby. Lisa fly as hell. Yeah, I noticed. I was like, girl, they kind of be dressing low key. Like, even if it's not something I would wear, because I wouldn't wear nothing Johnny wore, but I still have an appreciation for his sense of style. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't wear anything Mara or Candace wears, but I have an appreciation for the looks, you know? Even Rob with his country Bama, you know, just t-shirt and jeans, it works for him. Yeah, the reunion, Kristen looked nice. I love what Lisa had on. I didn't too much care for Candace's dress. I didn't. I didn't too much care for Candace's look. When it comes to Candace and her looks, it'd be hit or miss for me. And this one was a miss for me. Mara, of course, looked nice. I love Jam Jam's plaid outfit. I didn't really get to see Tara and Johnny because they were at the Olympics, so they had to zoom in. But they looked nice from what I saw. Tiffany, I've seen that dress on someone before. Baby, Tiffany is muggy. Bitch, I better get into Tiffany's face. Baby, and I noticed on the show, because I don't know a lot about Tiffany. I know she came from Big Brother, but I didn't watch her season. I haven't watched Big Brother in years, but I used to be a Big Brother fanatic back in the day. But I noticed this season, at the beginning of the season, I was like, Tiffany kind of got a face. But, you know, I was like, okay, girl. But tonight she had her glasses off, because I think she wears glasses. She wears frames. So tonight she had her frames off. And she had like a little piece of hair dangling in her face. But I was looking at it, I said, baby, Tiffany got face caboodles, baby. I said, come on. Tiffany, yeah. So Tiffany, her dress was cute, but it wasn't gonna go, oh, Portia, girl, I don't see it for Portia. But Portia was probably best. Portia and Lisa were probably best dressed. And Mara, of course. Mara, Lisa, and, oh no, Kristen. Kristen, Lisa, Mara, and Portia were probably my best dressed. And then Jam, they were probably my top picks. But most of the people look nice though. Rob was cute. Stalker, aka Colton, he was cute. Yeah, everybody. I didn't look at anyone like you just look a mess tonight. Even Natalie was cute. I do want to say this. It is easy for us to watch the show because Kristen tapped on this about, I guess some of the comments can be kind of mean or calling them dumb. It is, to a certain degree, it is true that it's easy for us to sit on our couches and say, oh girl, you dumb, you should have caught on to that. But I do think it's a different setup when you are in the midst of the game, right? And some of those mistakes that they made, we probably would make them too if we were playing the game. Now, when it comes to Rob and Candace, I'm glad Natalie just nipped it in the bud. Girl, Mark, you can sit here. Oh, Mark is cute. That Mark is cute to me, girl. The one from Dancing with the Stars. Oh, Mark is cute. You can sit here and make all these excuses up for why you didn't catch on to what Candace was saying. But just like Natalie said, girl, listen, we just weren't savvy enough and that's just what it was. She gave us clues and we didn't catch on to it. Thank you. Girl, stop. We're not going to sit here and make these excuses up because there are some things in the game that, girl, y'all should have caught on to. This is just not like one person having this conversation. This is multiple people who just heard the same conversation that everybody else was privy to. So for y'all not to catch on that, for this to be a social game, right? And for this not to come up socially, we could start off with, did Rob tell Colton that they were traitors? I will die on this hill. I think that if Rob didn't tell Colton, then a producer told Colton. Because based off of what they said tonight, well, it was already solidified for me anyways. I want to play 2 clips. I don't know if I can play, one of the clip I'm not playing because I'm going to play the audio. Because one of the clips comes from the show. And I think they might try to, girl, that's not my stuff. So I might just play the audio, but you'll still hear. So I'm going to play audio. The first clip that you're going to hear is of when Colton got banished, okay? And when you get banished, murdered, whatever, girl, you go into a room and they have an envelope and you read the envelope. Your ass going home. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Pack your shit, you're going home. It's over. The way that Colton was talking in that moment, he was speaking as like a matter of fact. Like, I know Candace is up there making how do you know that Candace is up there? You can think that Candace is up there. You don't know who the traitors are at this moment. Because once the person is sent home, they then find out who the traitors are, like at a table. Like, some of them flip over cards and they'll see the faces. And then I think on Colton, a voice came over like a speaker and he heard the traitors. So let me just play the first clip is Colton when he initially basically got sent home. And then the next clip is going to be Colton finding out who the traitors were. But if you listen to how Colton was speaking when he first was murdered, girl, he was already speaking like he knew who the traitors were. I hope my boy Rob wins. Let's just get into the audio.
I think we need to murder Colton. Colton is loud. He's messy. He's dangerous. We need to take out their king.
I don't want to murder Colton, but it's up to you. You can have the honors.
Okay.
R.I.P. Colton.
Well, that's a bummer. Colton, by the order of the traitors, you have been murdered. Damn. I think it's become pretty obvious that Candace is up there. Trying to be consistent and then do a throwaway vote is sloppy gameplay. I have faith that the faithfuls know who it is, and I hope that my boy Rob wins. Good game, Candace. Welcome, faithful. It's time to call upon the spirits. You know the game and clocked the lies. Now name the traitors, all in disguise.
Canvas.
What? My boy murdered me. Oh, that's a backstab and a half. I knew I shouldn't have trusted Snake Boy. We came full circle and now I'm back over here. The gay in me is living for this. Rob, go for it. Candace, you're next.
I think she played a brilliant game up until the last round table. I think the throwaway vote is going to crush her. I'm honored to be murdered. I think if I was going to go out in this game, I wanted to be murdered and not banished. But I also think it was a very smart move by the traitors. I think they knew that I play a very dangerous game. I didn't really think much of a faithful game plan. I wanted to be a traitor. So I feel like I played the faithful game as a traitor. I wanted to put the pressure on. I wanted to be in people's faces. I wanted to take risks and shots. And I did that. And I feel good because I was responsible for getting 2 traitors out. Rob's obviously playing a very good, dumb country boy, Alabama. Traitor. You're probably gonna win this. And it's very impressive. And you should be very proud of yourself. You're making Alabama proud. The final message to the remaining faithfuls would be, good luck. You're not going to see it coming.
So, y'all mean to tell me that Colton was murdered? He found out that he was murdered. He says, I know Candace is up there, blah, blah, blah. And I want my boy Rob to win. But then, in the next clip, they then reveal to him who the traitors are. And he's like, oh, my boy murdered me. Oh my God. Girl, I know y'all want to believe that because they have this strict policy in the, in this contract, girl, you're also not supposed to stalk and harass people, but motherfuckers still do that. Hey, Colton, y'all are killing me with this. Oh, well, they have strict rules that you're not supposed to break. You're not supposed to kill people either, but people are in prison right now for killing people. You're not supposed to steal, but people are in jail for stealing. You're not supposed to hit people, but people are in jail for hitting people. There are a lot of things in life that you're not supposed to do and people still do them. People break contracts every motherfucking day. So I don't know why y'all think it would be so hard for them to break it on the show. And I do believe that Rob and Colton spoke in a way where Rob just didn't outright say, oh yeah, girl, Lisa and Candace are the traitors. I think they spoke in a roundabout way where it gave enough information to Colton to know that it was Candace and Lisa that were traitors. Yes. I believe that when like Colton said at the reunion when they were shooting out names, I think that Rob gave him enough confirmation with the way he answered the questions for Colton to know exactly who the traitors were. I don't believe that Colton didn't know who the traitors were, and I don't believe that Rob did not tell him. And that's just what it is. And I don't give a damn what Rob got to say, girl, and what Quadratus kept. I don't give a damn what none of y'all got to say. Oh, okay. They're talking about it. Candace says Colton told her that Rob told him that she was a traitor. I put, girl, look at Rob's response to Colton. He's lying. Rob and I bounced names off of each other. I trusted him a lot. I said we were getting Lisa out of the game. He said yes. I said, all right, next up is Candace. Rob says he doesn't remember saying it that way. Girl. Candace wants Rob to own up to him basically wanting to go to the end by himself. She says, you literally wanted to go to the end by yourself, and I would respect you more if you just said that. He said 100%, but it wasn't my plan. I think that Rob is lying. Rob said on the season finale, okay, and I quote, would you give $100,000 to someone you met 3 weeks ago? I wouldn't. I can make this money go a long way. This will change my life and my family life. I just want to live I'm sorry, I'm getting off into another thing. He's sort of talking about living a quiet life on a farm, which I think is bullshit. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a clock Rob. One, Rob didn't have any intentions. I think the plan was to win the money by himself. He did not want to break that money with motherfuckers he just met 3 weeks ago. Be very clear about it. If you look at the way that Rob speaks, Rob is one of those people, he wants to play villain and the victim at the same damn time. Rob, when he talks, he will say something to make sure that he doesn't say he'll say something, but he says it with the intent to sound like he's not saying the wrong thing. So when people are talking to him, like Rob C., oh, you're one of the greatest. Oh, no, I'm not one of the greatest. It's like that's what I'm supposed to say. I'm supposed to be humble, right? Oh, Mara, I'm so dumb. Oh, you're not dumb. Even though I think Mara said that he said that she was gullible. And I know it's not necessarily the same thing, but Rob knew that Mara would do what he told her to do, which in a way, for me, goes into the category of, girl, you dumb. I think Rob wants to appear to be this one person, and he hides behind the fact, especially in this game, that, oh, it was just a game. It was just a game. It was just a game. Like the fact that Mara, you trusted a motherfucker walking around here with snake tattoos on his body, and all you had to do was pinky swear with him. Make a pinky promise. A nigga with snakes on his body. I know she feels dumb. This is the thing. Is Mara dumb? I think she had some dumb moments. I think that was a dumb moment. I think that Mara was not there to play the game. I think that Rob knew that Mara was just somebody who he could string along. I'm going to tell you what to do, and I'm going to tell you how to think. Girl, I guess that is kind of dumb. I guess when you break it that way. I think Rob, when he said, I just want to live a quiet life on a farm, I don't believe Rob. I don't. I think Rob wants to come across as this quiet, humble man. I don't think that Rob wants to live a quiet life on the farm. The motherfucker who auditions to be on goddamn TV shows. Like, what? Girl, I guarantee you this will not, I can guarantee you after this whole stint is done with the Traitors and he does his magazines, and it's gonna roll out for probably like the next couple of weeks, right? I guarantee you we will still see Rob on magazines, even probably next year. I don't think Rob wants to live a quiet life. I think he just says it because it sounds good. I just want to live a quiet life on a farm with a girl and have some kids. Like this motherfucker went from saying, this is money, I can help my family with this money. But then he gets to the reunion, it's like, oh, I'm gonna save the money and buy Mara a Birkin bag. Girl, you was just saying how you was gonna save the money and how I can help your family. Now it went from you, girl, not save the money. It went from you having this money that's life-changing that could help your family to now I'm gonna save the money and buy Mara a Birkin bag. Girl, I really think that Rob is one of those type of men who says shit because he know it sounds good. But I don't think that he believes in the shit that he's saying. I think that Rob, while yes, this is a game, I think he hides behind the fact that he did some trifling ass shit on this show and he covers it up with, oh, it's just the game. It's the Traitors. Now, I don't know the rules of the Traitors, but it sounds like, this is what it sounds like to me. Because this is my first time watching the Traitors. And this is why I need to go back and listen to what Alan had to say. If the intent of the Traitors is for them to make it to the end, then it doesn't make sense to me to even have Traitors who work together. You might as well just make them secret Traitors. I don't know. Because if the whole purpose is we can just turn on each other at any time, then what's the purpose of telling them to try to make it to the end? Because we just gonna flip on each other we're gonna flip on each other. And they say that this is the first season where the Traitors made it that long without someone flipping. Let's change it. Let's change the conversation for a minute because I'm tired of talking about Rob. Michael, I think Michael is whack. Michael Rappaport. He wants to be a housewife so bad. Girl, can we be honest? If it wasn't for Candace, Lisa, and low-key Portia, girl, they wouldn't even had a reunion. I know the girls out there are people out there who just don't like Housewives, which is fine. But girl, if it wasn't for the one thing that I noticed watching the reunion, if it wasn't for the Housewives, you probably wouldn't even have the Traitors. Regardless of what you think, the Housewives give us a show. Bitch. Girl, Portia was the first one voted off. And Portia talked more than half of the people on the stage. Because Portia is a housewife and Portia knows we got to go out here and kind of give these people something to work with. Candace is a housewife. Candace knows we got to give these people a little bit to work with. Lisa knows I'm a housewife or that I was a housewife. I don't think Lisa likes for people to just label her just as a housewife, and I get it. But she was a housewife, so let me give these girls something they can feel, bitch. You know, Lisa came out and said that she basically gave Colton a business at the reunion, but she doesn't really know how much they're going to share. Now, I don't know if this is true or not. Some people were saying online that Colton actually left the stage. Now, this is what I feel like probably happened. Where is it at? I said, Lisa getting the party started. She asked Colton, so what did you mean when you said you would hold me hostage as a traitor? Colton started talking some crazy shit. And then Lisa says, I think it was an interesting word to use. And I think Colton at that point caught what Lisa was trying to go with it. And that's when he said, wait. You said that you would slit my fucking throat in the turret. It's not fair for you to look at me and say, and then she says, I can look at you any way I want and I can say whatever I want, actually. And then at that point, girl, you could tell they went to a break. You could tell. Because when they came back, girl, Andy was like, so Colton. Girl, so I think that's at the point where shit just went real left and Lisa was probably wrapping Colton up. Because y'all, girl, we're going to talk about Colton in a little bit. No, let's just talk about Colton right now. Because y'all know that Colton was basically out here. The word on the curb is Colton was out here living his life as a DL man, going in and out of bathhouses. For those who don't know what a bathhouse is, girl, it's basically where gay men go and have sex, basically. So he was going in and out of bathhouses, having sex with men, but of course living his life as a heterosexual Christian man. Okay? Went on The Bachelorette as a contestant. Then I think he went on another show on ABC, The Bachelor in Paradise, and then he actually ended up becoming the Bachelor. So I think he was a contestant on The Bachelorette. Then he was a contestant on another show, Bachelors in Paradise or something, and then he actually became the Bachelor. And I think his whole story was he is a virgin. Oh yeah, he was supposed to be a virgin too. Got with a girl. Supposedly, he started stalking, him and the girl broke up. He started stalking the girl, harassing the girl. He put a tracker on her, sending her text messages all the time. It was a mess. So that's the backstory of Colton. So a lot of people really don't see it for Colton. I don't see it for Colton. I'm not lying to y'all. The very first episode, I was like, I had never even, well, I was talking to a friend. Once I started to realize, oh, I do know his story. I do remember now I remember now seeing a story in the blogs about this man who was a bachelorette, straight, Christian, virgin, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I never really saw it for Colton from the get-go. And once I found out his backstory, I was like, oh, girl, she can go. I do believe that at that table with him, when him and Michael got into it, I do believe he weaponized his sexuality. I do. I don't think that Colton gave a damn what Michael said at that table. I think that Colton has used his sexuality to get out of accountability for him being a fuck nigga and doing what he did to that girl. And lying to that girl. And in those bathhouses doing God knows what. Doing, girl, God knows if he was using protection. And out here lying to these women. And I think that once the shit hit the fan and he got caught up, it was like, oh, I'm gay, y'all. Spirit fingers. And I think he used that to escape accountability. And I think that in true white man fashion, he has been able to bounce around from show to show. And now he doesn't want anybody to bring up the shit that he has done. So he comes onto this show. Him and Michael get into it. Michael says, based off of your life, I'm paraphrasing, you're able to keep secrets. Me personally, I don't think what Michael said was homophobic. Could it have been insensitive? Maybe so. Do I give a damn? I don't. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't. And if any other punk in that house had moved the same way that Colton had moved and had the past that Colton had done, girl, I would have felt the same way. Matter of fact, I can almost guarantee you if my big black dark ass had did the shit that Colton has done in his life, I wouldn't even be able to bounce around from show to show to show to show. Can you imagine me being the nigga that I look like? 100 and something pounds. Okay, 200 and something pounds. Girl, going in, fucking and sucking niggas, in and out of bathhouses, lying about being a Christian man who's a virgin, and I'm gonna go onto a show and act like I'm a Christian man who's saved and I don't have sex, and girl, I start harassing this woman and putting trackers on this woman. Then I get another show on Netflix coming out with Rodney, and then get a book deal. And then think that because I go on another show that no one is supposed to mention my past. That is the privilege of a white man who is deemed attractive. You can do shit that niggas could never do. And that's just the truth of the matter. Girl, I'm starting to get hot, girl. Let me turn this AC on. So yes, I don't give a damn who it was. Because one thing a motherfucker can't say if they watch my channels is I don't keep my foot on these niggas' necks. As many times as I done came down here and dragged the niggas on Love and Hip Hop and Love and Marriage Huntsville, I don't give a damn if they was white, black, Hispanic, Asian, mutts. I don't give a damn. If you trifling, you trifling, and I'm gonna call it out. But I also know in Colton's case, he's been able to get away with what he's gotten away with because he is a white man who would be deemed attractive in America. It's layers to this shit. But be very clear, I don't give a fuck who it would be. I don't give a fuck if it was Michael, Colton, Rob, Monet, Bob the drag queen. Was he on this? He went on this season. Jam Jam. If they all had the same story, I would be saying the same thing. Nigga, you're trash. While yes, I can understand why people live in a down low closet, I can understand why people are forced in the closet. It is a very nuanced conversation. I can understand why people live in a closet, but bitch, I lived in a closet too, and I was not out here, girl, sucking and fucking and going around here still sticking my dick in niggas and then talking about I'm straight fucking with women. Hello? Be very clear about it. I wasn't living no deceiving life. I stood in my shit and I dealt with my shit the best way I knew. So we're not gonna act like it ain't options out here. I can understand why you may be afraid to come out of the closet. But to bring other people into your fuck shit, knowing that you are living a reckless life, because we're not gonna sit here and act like, sorry gays, we're not gonna sit here and act like you going in and out of bathhouses, fucking and sucking on strangers, can't be considered reckless. Now, if that's what you want to do, then do it. But don't bring other people into your shit, especially when you're talking about, oh, I'm straight. Are you? No, you headed straight to the bathhouse. I drag men across the board. Be very clear about it. And some trifling bitches too. I'm an equal opportunist over here. Anyways. Ron. Was Ron mistreated in the game? They talked about Ron and his social game. I think Monet brought the conversation up about Rob, and I'm paraphrasing, about it being a social game and how basically Ron told them, I'm not gonna say he told them, but he said, no, he did tell them at the thing that he really didn't want to get close to them because it would affect his game. It's two different things. Like I said, that's another layer of conversation. I keep saying Rob. Ron did not make it easy for himself. Okay? Let me walk that back. Rob did things that were a contributing factor to how he was sometimes handled. You're playing a social game, but you don't want to be social with anyone. Not necessarily on a personal level, but when you get to the round tables, you always have the most to say. And this information, you're not really giving it to anybody else. You see what I'm saying? But then on the flip side, I'm not going to sit here and act like when Ron do something and then Colton do the same goddamn thing, like he said at that goddamn table, because y'all like Portia, y'all want to hold on to the fact that what I said was wrong, but because y'all don't like Michael, y'all want to act like what this motherfucker said wasn't wrong either. The fact that Colton did it, 2 or 3 times, and Rob did it, once or twice, and y'all held on, not y'all, I'm talking about the people in the house. Y'all held on to Rob making a mistake, but girl, y'all let Colton float to that motherfucking house, being a motherfucking girl. What's the word I'm looking for? I was about to say being a traitor. Being a goddamn terrorist, low-key. And then y'all wonder why people start bringing race into the conversation. Because if you got a white man and a black man and they both doing the same thing, but then the black man is treated different than the white man, and what the fuck you think people gonna say? Hello? It's no different than when we talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac. When the people on this side who are closer to my skin color, Dr. Wendy's skin color, Candace's skin color, are completely different. Are treated completely different than the girls who have the skin tone of Giselle, Robin, Ashley, Karen. Then what the fuck do y'all think the conversation is going to go towards? Colorism. But of course, people start acting slow. So all I'm saying is I get why Ron, I definitely get the viewers and why they feel what they feel about Ron, because I felt the same way too about the way that he was treated. But I also have to add to it that there were certain times where I didn't feel like Ron wasn't really being he wasn't trying to be a team player. But I could also look at it too, well, if you're mistreating me, or if I see that I made a mistake and you're not as welcoming to me, even after my mistake, then how do you expect me to kind of come across as friendly to you? Because yeah, I made a mistake, but y'all not making it easy for me to kind of walk up to y'all either. You know what I'm saying? What else? Portia says she broke all of Lisa's lipsticks and lip liners. Cause Lisa voted her out the house. That's another thing too about the Housewives. Like the rules change, right? Because in one breath, the people say that the Housewives are supposed to stick together. Like they have this unwritten rule where the gamers don't vote for gamers, the Housewives don't vote for Housewives. But then when Candace doesn't vote for Lisa, it becomes a problem. But y'all are the main ones who said that there's this unwritten rule about Housewives not voting for Housewives. But then y'all get mad at Lisa because she voted for Portia. But then y'all mad at Candace because she didn't vote for Lisa. Like, girl, which one is it? Okay.
The line is always moving. Okay.
I don't believe that Rob was going to take Candace to the end. One thing that some of you need to acknowledge is that if we have a pact as the traitors to work together and get to the end, however you feel about Lisa's name being thrown out, it does not take away from the fact that Rob jumped ship first. He did. And not only did he jump ship, he also made a spectacle at the goddamn round table. He gave a State of the Union address. Hello? That's the most we had seen Rob speak that entire time. He tried to say something at the reunion, well, like when I was trying to tell you in the kitchen that the game continues. That was my way of trying to let you know. If you wanted to have a conversation with Candace about, hey, sis, I know we in this thing together, but baby, it's getting hot in the kitchen and Lisa about to go. I'm telling you. He didn't have an open line of communication with Candace. He did not. He didn't talk to her in the car. He didn't talk to the bitch in the woods. He didn't talk to her in the kitchen. He didn't talk to her in the bathroom. He didn't tell Candace the game plan. So what is Candace supposed to think if we're supposed to be in this together? You've already voted for Lisa once. We get to the round table and motherfucker, you vote for her again and you give a speech. And then y'all say, well, he wasn't going to vote for Candace. How is Candace supposed to know that? You just told us a few hours ago that you were going to back us up, Lisa up. And you changed just like that. It's not that you voted for Lisa. It's that you voted for Lisa twice and gave a whole speech behind it, motherfucker. You could have just voted for her and went about your business because you don't say shit anyways. That's why I'm never going to give Rob this great game player. Rob figured out a way to coast to the end. He did have one or two great game plays in the 11 episodes, but to deem him as a great game player, no. Rob said out of his own mouth to Candace and Lisa, what's the game plan for today, Rob? Just do what I always do. Just agree with people when they talk. That's what he said. And then y'all come on my comment sections and online talking about Rob is a great game player. No. He had a great game play of coasting. Be very clear. Rob managed because of the way that he looks. He has a flat stomach. He's toned. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. It's a Jennifer Aniston effect. It's the Jennifer Aniston effect. He's a cute white boy that people have put up on this pedestal as though he is the finest, sexiest white man that we have ever seen. Bitch, baby, I can post some white men right now who will run circles. Now, don't get it twisted. Rob is still cute. But I'm not buying the prop up of the average looking white man with tattoos and a toned body and a deep voice as the sexiest man that has ever crossed my television screen, and he's just this great game player. No. Rob said out of his own mouth, all I'm gonna do is agree with what everybody say. That's what he said. Okay? That's what he said. That does not make him a great game player. That makes him someone who has been able to coast by off of the way that he looks. And I know that we're supposed to look at this as a game, but that is a reflection of real life too. And I don't want to go down that road, but the girls know what I'm trying to say. It's a reflection of real life. This game really is a reflection of real life. Because even when y'all have this black lady sitting here telling you, like even when y'all say, Candace, she's always been consistent with the people who she voted for, but she votes for Rob twice. At that point, you dumb motherfuckers. Girl, that's her way of being consistent. Even though you might disagree with the throwaway vote, she still voted for him again. At that time, she had established a line of consistency. What are we talking about? But because y'all just don't want to believe the black lady and listen to what the fuck she's trying to say, y'all just kind of went on and said, oh, like Kristen said, oh, not Rob, not that sweet, sweet man. The motherfucker got snake tattoos on his body. Snakes are never really associated with, girl, niceness and kindness. They're slimy and slithery and sneaky, and they'll kill. Some of them will kill you and bite you, and they're venomous and poisonous. And some of them are, right? So for this man to have these snakes around his body, and for y'all to be like, oh, he's just this kind man. If a motherfucker was walking around here with devil tattoos on him, what would y'all say? Because the same thing that's associated with the devil is associated with snakes too. Not the same thing, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. You never really hear people speak positive things about snakes. Just like you don't hear people speak, girl, I don't want to call this man a devil. I mean, girl, if the snake fitted, wear it, bitch. However you say it, bitch, I'm just playing. I know Rob is not the devil. Girl, I know I'm on Rob's ass, okay? Girl, girl, would I fuck Rob? Definitely, okay? I'm just saying. Rob is a nice looking white man, but I feel like I clock her. I feel like I got Rob down to a T. The same way I can come down here and clock these niggas, I'm clocking Rob. I'm telling y'all what type of man Rob is. Rob is a man who says things that he knows that sounds good, but I don't believe that he believes it. I don't. Girl, y'all gonna tell me? I feel like my face dry. Or maybe it's my glasses just dirty. Oh, I think my glass is dirty. Oh, girl. Girl, where's my, let me clean my glasses off, girl. I'm thinking girl, hold up, girl. I was getting hot in here, girl. It was like 75 degrees in here. I'm over here getting worked up. I need to go to sleep. I wanted to go to, y'all know I got some points. Y'all know I got points, baby. I wanted to go out of town tomorrow, but now I'm scared to go out of town, girl. I was just sick, girl. So I don't want to go out of town. There we go. That looks a whole lot better. Okay, girl. And I just started feeling better. I don't want to get on the plane. Let me just look over these notes. Okay. Rob said he doesn't remember saying that way. Was a traitor ship sinking? I don't think the traitor ship was sinking. I don't. I think they could have easily got Natalie. I think that if Rob would have made that speech about Lisa, Natalie would have been gone. I don't think that Rob was going to take anybody to the end if he could help it. I think his plan was to get that money by himself. The motherfucker said, would you give $100K to someone who you met 3 weeks ago? You think if he didn't want to split it with one person, he thought he was going to split it with with two? Hello? Rob is telling y'all don't want to hear what Rob is saying. Girl, like again, when Rob says all I do is win, 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 no matter what, girl, when he said all I do is just go around and just agree with what people say. Y'all take that and say that makes him a great game player. Rob tells y'all, would you give $100K to someone you met 3 weeks ago? And y'all don't want to believe what Candace is basically wanting him to admit. You really didn't have any intention of taking us to the end. Your plan was to really just take this money by yourself and run, which is fine, but motherfucker, just say that. Put your big girl panties on, nigga, and say it. No, that wasn't the plan. No, that was your plan. That was your plan. He wasn't taking Candace to the end because he would have had a conversation with her about it. He didn't have a conversation with Candace. We're not gonna act like he did. So how was Candace supposed to know or think based off the way that Rob was moving? I would have thought too. Is Mara dumb? Girl. Girl, did y'all hear when she was like, if he buys me a Birkin, y'all heard when Tiffany said, girl, fuck that purse. And then Portia said, he won't even buy a shirt. You think he about to buy you a Birkin? I could see him buying Mara a Birkin though. He would, girl, I don't know, girl, because he said he got a girlfriend now. Lisa, you think it was in? Okay, break. Colton is a white man. Oh, that's how you know he's a white man. Colton is a white man. He basically says, I never thought the way I would show up and play Traitors would be linked to one of the most horrible moments of my life. The fact that you lived the way that you lived your life, and you thought that you were going to come on the show and nobody bring up your... Where the fuck do you think you can go and you do the shit that you do and think nobody will bring up your past? You know how they say your past will always follow you? Girl, your past will always follow you. You thought that you were going to come onto this show, cause chaos and confusion. Colton didn't come on this show as someone who was just trying to be, like, girl, I'm just here. You wanted to come on and put on a show because you thought that you being the cute white man was going to be able to get you through to the finish line. And you thought that no one was going to eat you up. When I tell you, I'm so happy that people are dragging Colton verbally online, not physically. We don't touch people. Okay, that's why his ass got in trouble. Let me shut up. Girl, but I'm glad that people are dragging Colton. Because I think he's trifling as fuck. Gay and all. I really think that Colton weaponized his sexuality. And I think that Colton, once he found out that the shit was hitting the fan, I think that he jumped out of the closet real fast to avoid accountability. Now he married with children and shit. Girl, you don't get the fuck out of my face.
Boy, if you don't get the fuck out my face.
Portia said she broke all of Lisa's lipsticks and lip liners when she got home. And she brought a bag to show that she brought it like a Ziploc bag, but it kind of fell flat because Lisa started laughing and said, girl, it's okay. It went out of business anyways. Yeah, bitch, that was the key because Portia really thought she was about to get a moment off of Lisa. But when Lisa said, girl, it's all right, girl, it went out of business anyways. Girl. And Portia's like, oh, it did? Girl, just slow and dumb. Monet says, Michael is annoying. I don't even talk about Michael. He's stupid. When can I stand Michael Rappaport? Like, you could tell he really wanted a clip, like you practice that at home. Like when I tell you Michael Rappaport really thinks he's a housewife, like Michael really thinks that he's a housewife. Him getting into it with Portia, him trying to get into it with Johnny because Johnny was trying to correct him because he was saying that Johnny was like a silver medalist and Johnny was like, I didn't win it. I think he was just in the Olympics, but he didn't win. He didn't place. Okay, y'all, that's pretty much it, girl. It is what it is. Girl, shout out to Rob. Girl, Rob, now don't get it twisted. I talked a lot of shit, but if you ever want to cross over to the dark side, if you ever want to, see what it feels like to be with a man, then baby, hit me up. Okay? Hit me up, Rob. Baby. But yeah, shout out to Rob. He won. Like I said, girl, it's not a surprise. It is what it is. Shout out to Candace. Candace was MVP. I don't give a fuck what none of y'all say. Yeah. And that's it. Y'all say it's just not y'all, but the people say it's just a game. It's just a game. Girl, I can't tell. Because, girl, the way y'all be worked up, the way y'all the way y'all talk about the gamers being these gamers. But, girl, the Housewives lasted most of the gamers. Anyways, girl, it's over. It's done, girl. I don't want to talk about Traitors ever again. Girl, I'm about to take me some melatonin, girl. It's 5:21, girl, and I'm still up. And I gotta have, I need some assistance going to sleep. So I'm about to take a little melatonin, and then I will see y'all tomorrow. All right. Bye, y'all.